When I say the name Watson, what's the first thing that pops into your head? For a whole lot of us, it's not a person, it's a machine. A very, very smart machine that once took on the best of the best on national TV.
That's the one. Back in 2011, IBM's Watson went head-to-head with Ken Jennings and Brad Rutter, two absolute legends of Jeopardy, and it didn't just win, it dominated. It really felt like we were watching the future arrive, right there on our TV screens.
And it totally did. That one game show appearance set these massive expectations for what artificial intelligence could be. But here's the twist. The Watson of today has morphed into something completely different, and honestly, way, way bigger than just a trivia champion.
So that brings us to the big question we're tackling today. What in the world happened to Watson? Where did that game show prodigy go? And what does that name even mean now?
Well, these days, Watson AI is actually the umbrella term for IBM's entire family of AI tools, and it's all been rebranded under this new name, watsonx. And you can just forget the idea of a single question-answering machine. Think of watsonx as a massive industrial-strength toolkit built for huge companies to create their own AI solutions from scratch.
So the most important thing to get here is that watsonx isn't just one product. As you can see, it's a whole suite of super specialized tools. Each piece, from the AI building studio to the data and governance parts, is made for a specific expert. This isn't some all-in-one tool you hand to a small team. No, this is an entire ecosystem for giant corporations to manage every single piece of their AI development.
Okay, so now that we've got a handle on what watsonx actually is, let's see how it stacks up in the real world. We're going to do a head-to-head comparison between two totally different philosophies for using AI, the big, heavyweight enterprise approach versus the nimble, agile model.
All right, let's get practical. Let's start with a problem every business has: automating customer service to deal with all those repetitive questions. How would these two different approaches handle that? And right away, you see two completely different paths. The enterprise way, using a tool like watsonx Assistant, means you're signing up for a custom, standalone project that's probably going to take months. You get tons of control, but it's a huge lift. The agile alternative, on the other hand, is all about speed. It hooks right into the tools you already use and starts learning from your history right away.
Okay, let's try another one. What about helping your own employees get answers? For things like HR policies, IT issues, or technical questions.
And we see that same pattern again. The enterprise path says, let's build a whole new custom portal for information. It's a single source of truth, sure, but now you have to get everyone to actually use a new tool. The agile model says, nah, let's just connect to where the knowledge already lives, in your Confluence, your Slack, your Google Docs, and give people answers right where they're already working.
So, those examples show you the how, but let's dig into the why. What's really at the core of this big enterprise approach to AI? What are the trade-offs?
Getting one of these enterprise projects off the ground is a marathon, not a sprint. It starts with this long sales process, then a proof of concept project. You absolutely need a dedicated team of developers, and because of all that, you're talking about months, sometimes many months, before you even start to see results.
At its heart, it really just boils down to two completely different philosophies. One is what you might call a rip-and-replace model. It says, come build inside our world, our ecosystem. The other approach is all about works with you. It's designed to fit into your current setup like a puzzle piece, making the tools you already paid for even better. And then there's the money. Oh boy, is there a difference here. The classic enterprise model, pricing is a secret, you have to get a custom quote, it often involves expensive consultants, and you're locked into a long-term contract. The modern model, though, is all about transparency. Pricing is public, predictable, and usually based on a simple monthly plan you can cancel anytime.
So after looking at these two very different worlds, we get to the most important question. Which one of these approaches is actually the right one for you and your team?
Look, let's be super clear about who the watsonx platform is built for. If you are a massive Fortune 500 level company and you have an army of data scientists, a huge budget, and these non-negotiable rules about keeping your AI on-premise and under tight control, then yes, the Watson platform is absolutely a serious contender. It's purpose-built for that specific high-end buyer.
But for pretty much everyone else, from most modern teams that need to move fast and see results quickly, that level of cost, complexity, and that slow pace is a total non-starter. They need tools that plug in easily and start showing their value in weeks, not years.
So, ultimately, the choice really comes down to this one simple question. Are you getting ready to run a marathon? A long, complicated build that needs a ton of technical resources? Or do you need to run a sprint?
A fast, agile solution that starts delivering value right out of the gate. Your answer to that question will tell you everything you need to know about which AI path is the right one for you.